So where am I right now?
Hi, I'm Mike Amiri. You are in my showroom in Paris during Men's Fashion Week. This is the first time we're showing internationally the collection. We originally launched last year in Maxfield.
Oh, great.
Yeah, we decided from the jump that we would stay exclusive with Maxfield for almost the first year, and there was no better pot to plant our seed in than with Sarah and Tommy. And
how did you start? You grew up in LA?
yeah, I grew up in Los Angeles. I was really into like punk rock culture there, and a lot of my influences come from just growing up around Hollywood Boulevard and walking around. I spent so much time with my friends at night walking around because my parents both worked. So a lot of my aesthetics came from just hanging out with these kids on the street and just like just being like a punk pretty much. But little by little, my tastes were kind of shaped around that. And as I grew up and I started to learn fashion and really study and figure things out, after many years of trying to figure it out, I learned to execute at a better level. So what's really interesting about this brand is you have these 100-year-old fashion houses that are really influenced from Los Angeles and rock culture and punk culture, and they go ahead and make it in these Parisian ateliers. They make it in Italy. I was like this punk kid who eventually learned how to execute at a Parisian level through many years. So it's not even my influence, it's me. So I'm able to express that, but can still hang with these houses, which is amazing to me.
How many seasons? Two?
Yeah,
Three?
two. So,
And what you're wearing, is this part of it?
yeah, this is a vintage Vision skate t-shirt. It's one of my favorite tees. This is a cashmere cotton rib tank, vintage. This is the first pair of jeans I made myself. When I called my friend, I said, I think I made something really cool. We should start a brand from this. And these are Rick Owens' first season of dunks that Nike told him he can't make anymore. So I bought 7 pairs of these.
That's very cool. So now model, move in.
This is a very good friend and model and sales team Amiri, Bossy. He's wearing silk cotton ball shirt. I collected bandanas from the Rose Bowl, which is like the biggest vintage swap meet in Los Angeles, and I always loved this star pattern, and I wanted to recreate that, but not really recreate the full vintage from it. So we started with the silk cotton wool. We digitally printed it, put sterling silver plated buttons on there, and then to take off the sheen, we hand sanded and highlighted the whole shirt.
Wow.
Yeah, I think a lot of our strength comes from our ability to execute these really, really small details that are very time consuming that a lot of the bigger brands don't want to do, or it's very difficult for them to do in such a mass way. But this is something we take like great pleasure in, and we're able to make things our own. The tank top is cashmere cotton. The jeans are all made in Los Angeles. The denim is from Candiani in Milan, which we developed with them. It has a light stretch to it, but it's still weighty. And we added beautiful plongé cow fringe on there. It's a big Steven Tyler fan, so I still think he's super cool. And yeah, a lot of what we do, I always call it like half cowboy, half vampire. You know?
That's good.
Yeah, it's just such a weird combo, but I try to stick within that core. And I think the collection will always be with that California base. We don't plan on reinventing the collection every season. I probably wouldn't do it if we had to. It starts with the core, and then it just every collection is another page from the same book.
Cool. Put on some more clothes.
Yeah.
Alex.
Sure. You want to try on
The team.
the Perfecto? Sure.
Yeah. Okay, you know what? We'll let you guys do it. This is what we really like. Yeah.
Okay. So the Perfecto is such a classic jacket that to make it your own, you really have to think it out because every brand has their own Perfecto. For this one, we brought in the denim from Candiani in Milan.
Oh, very cool.
All the zippers are from Amiri in Switzerland.
They kind of carry throughout the
Very
ship
nice.
prices.
Sterling silver plated all the snaps.
This is a new piece.
And
It's just an
the cool thing
October,
about the
but
distress we do
offering it more.
is it doesn't go to a wash house. Usually mass market or brands that do higher volume with labor-intensive goods send it out to a wash house. Instead, we ended up starting our own wash house, which just works for our atelier. And our first money we made actually spent to build this out so we can fully control all the distress, all the repair,
120.
all the
Nice.
waxing, all the
Got your
highlights.
name on it, Alex.
Yeah, he makes it look really good. Wow.
Show her the biker jean too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Three rereads.
Yeah, rereads.
This is like one of our most popular jeans. This is the Mx1,
Mostly
all Italian denim,
all the repairs. Yeah.
all made in Los Angeles. We use French plongé leather,
Why put it there?
all hand pleated, which takes so long. Grinded, and then we do all the stitch repair inside.
$635.
It's a play off of a moto jean, but it's also mixed with like a grunge repaired, light waxing, almost like you stayed on the street and you sat down on the curb for a bit. So each part of the wax is put around the pockets, or it's put around the back where your hands are rubbing. We always do this 3D stack on the knees, almost like you've been sitting somewhere for like 2 days.
Let's see another jacket on,
Sure.
or sweater, or
Yeah.
God, there's a lot here.
And I mean,
How many pieces in the collection?
It's 82 currently.
it's not just
Big one from our first capsule. This is really special.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, let's try it. Yeah.
Want to try this one real quick? Sure. Yeah.
How are you?
I'm the other Michael.
Yeah, he's the VP of the company.
I help him
With
try to keep
everything.
it all afloat.
Yeah, every zipper,
Cool.
every button is a conversation between me and him.
A war.
Is it?
No, we're actually very, very in line and in tune. We've worked together on other brands for 10 years now.
Yeah.
Once this one got some legs, he was the first person I called.
Well, it was a really special time, I think, for what Mike was doing and his vision for it, and the expertise of taking kind of what we knew in Los Angeles and growing up, but also making really beautiful, special clothes, and that we were inspired by like daily. So I think it was an amazing opportunity. So
Organic.
very organic.
Very organic, yeah.
Maybe over here, because the light is a bit weird in here, no?
Totally. Yeah, this is
Like you
your first
have
season
to-
Paris budget room.
Yeah. You have
So
to-
this is super cool. We brought in this loom terry from Japan. We lined the sweater in Fuji silk. All the ribbing is made from cashmere cotton. We have sent in from Karaji and then knit here in Los Angeles. And then after we've made this beautiful garment, we send it to Joshua Tree, California, where it gets shot by shotguns. And so all these are
One at a time.
Chicago.
One at a time.
Chicago, oh, right,
sure.
and in Chicago where they have guns.
So
Oh,
we
God.
create this beautiful garment out of the best materials in the world, and then we give it to some kids who are out in Joshua Tree smoking pot and shooting guns, and they blow it up and make it even more special and beautiful. And it's another thing. I don't know who's gonna do that, who's gonna go through that trouble, but I think it's so special and it's such a great story. Yeah.
And what else here? You have baseball jackets.
Yeah. So. This is our silk Charmeuse bomber jacket.
Looks
Charmeuse
great.
on the outside, Charmeuse on the inside, cashmere ribbing, all rear zippers, grosgrain details,
Very nice.
double rear zippers on the interior.
Very nice. It looks super comfortable.
It is very.
It's very comfortable. And then we put 3D whiskers, which is traditionally a denim process.
What is
Soft
3D
hand.
whiskers?
So we take these articulated elbows, and Mike works with the team, and we
Yeah, basically when you wear something over a amount of years, it picks up these natural lines and these natural
highs and lows.
highs and lows, and a lot of it comes from like the underarm area or the sleeve or at the cuff or in the back, So we basically recreate those details on the jacket and give it life by taking away newness.
Cool. How about this red
Oh, that's a very special piece.
suede?
Yeah, this is actually full suede.
So it looks kind of like a flannel shirt.
Yeah, I think for me, the standard like grunge item and things I always collected were great plaid shirts. We wanted to do it in a really different and special way. So we said, how can we recreate this out of leather? So what we basically did was we created our own pattern.
You have to back up a bit so I can get a more of a view.
Yeah, we created our own pattern. Basically had it printed, which took so long because leather is so difficult to print with. And we didn't want it to be perfect. Basically, when you wear things for a while, there's a sense of impermanence there that makes it your own. We wanted to put that inherent in all the garments. So all this, you see the printing is a little distressed on the arms where you rub your arms. We put 3D whiskers in all the sleeves. The interior constructed was all French seams. So it's super clean on the inside.
Hopefully not.
Really good piece.
So I'll put these.
And you're still at Maxfield.
Yeah, we're still at Maxfield's. We're I think in the next coming months we're getting the window.
Great.
Yeah, which is
My
completely
perfume is at Maxfield.
Oh, was it?
It just got there, I think.
Okay.
Congratulations. Yeah, I think it's a great home for me. I would drive by Maxfield's and look at that window and always say, oh yeah, one day, but there was never a plan to have that one day actually be like next month, you know?
Wow, that's so cool.
And I would always walk through and it's intimidating as a young designer to walk in there and see this amazing store with these amazing designers and have them kind of look at you like you're going to buy something or not, you know? So, and now it's such a different feeling because I walk there and it feels like I'm home. And Sarah has been unbelievably supportive of me.
Yeah.
So I owe a great deal of the current success to their influence and their support of the brand.
It's great. Any other pieces I should take a look at?
Sure, we have this.
See you later.
Hats?
Good luck.
Good. See you.
Talk to you soon.
Bye, guys. So this is cashmere cotton striped tee. We were first looking for jersey that had a great stripe pattern that was really beautiful. I have all these pictures of Johnny Depp on my wall. He does it so naturally, and he layers it so naturally. So I said, well, I want this beautiful striped tee, and we found these jerseys, and we said, well, is that really special? So he said, well, let's make our own stripes, and the only way to do that is to knit it. So we said, okay, well then we're going to knit the yardage, which is super expensive, and then cut and sew the shirt. And we're like, if we're going to knit it, we might as well bring in cashmere. If we bring cashmere, we might as well get it from Kariaji. So we basically knit this in Los Angeles, all the yardage, then cut and sew it, and then did a hand drop stitch.
So this is all done in our little workshop, and
So they're all individually
it's very time consuming. This is worth
stressed.
it.
So has Johnny Depp seen it?
Uh,
Does he shop there in
I think he's seen some of the things at Maxfield.
yeah, he's seen some things at
He hasn't
Maxfield.
seen any of the new things.
Yeah.
hat? Who's going to put the hat on?
Oh, well.
You're the one.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
So,
good.
yeah, I really wanted to create a full story here, and although hats are not like this big income maker for a lot of brands, I think it's important that everything sits around its entire family, so the whole story can be told. So this was the next natural progression. A lot of it came from me just looking at people like Steven Tyler, who I still think is super relevant, and I still think is super cool and super spiritual, and recreating that look and recreating that influence. This is all beaver felt, made from scratch. The band is made from our shirting, which is printed silk cotton voile. Super labor intensive. It's really amazing because you could actually wear this, or you can leave this on your coffee table, and it's just something aesthetically pleasing to look at.
Very
And it just
nice.
feels like someone's walked like 100 miles in this, and that's
Could be an
something-
artifact.
Yeah, and it's something you can't really buy off the rack in most places.
Belongs on Ryan Gosling.
Yeah, there's a lot of Ryan Gosling on our wall too, which is pretty funny. Place Beyond the Pines.
Great. Thanks.
Thank you so much.